Into ByuN versus Time. Game number 1 of our second series today. A little bit of TvT action as we kick this off to the top right side of Automaton. This is ByuN. And to the bottom left hand side, our red Terran. Give it up if you're cheering on Time. Wardy, who's the girl behind you on the poster? It's my girlfriend. We've been dating for a couple of years now. Honestly, I'm not going to say it's a perfect relationship. Every now and again, she disappears and goes all invisible on me. Apparently, that's just what ghosts do. It's actually Nova. It's not actually my girlfriend. What about Belair? He's also a German caster. I mean, Naruto literally realized he couldn't cast like about an hour before the stream or thereabouts. So it's not really that we just don't really have time to find a replacement, and it's. Maybe he plans on kind of casting this as well from replays at some point too to kind of make it up to you guys. I don't know. But it's a case of it's too short a notice to kind of find a replacement, and it is the TvT and WardiTV tournament, so there's something to do with sponsors there, and the sponsors aren't happy with kind of it being shown on a different German channel. Obviously it sucks that Naruto's ill, right? But we just have to still stick to certain things here and there. Wardy, has she ever said she isn't your girlfriend? I mean, no. She hasn't ever said she isn't my girlfriend, but she also hasn't said that she is. So, you know, I mean, I kind of feel like there's sort of a line we have to stay behind there, Vaughn. Just a little bit of a line. Factory is dropping down as we get this started on each side of the map. Both players are opening it up with this Rax factory into what it will be a fairly fast expansion still. Only 2 workers on each gas means there's enough minerals to expand as we get this going. SCV coming across the map. Loving the ByuN puppies in the chat, by the way, as well. How you guys doing? We got some more ByuN subs in here. Let's see them if you are. As we actually see ByuN, I actually thought this was going to be a command center down on the natural pretty quick, but he actually throws down the starport, which I guess means that well, it's going to be interesting to see the differences, because Time does throw down the command center. This was the build I was expecting. ByuN went back into 3 workers on each gas just recently, so it's interesting. Time has a bit more gas to work with now, and we'll see what he looks to use. He builds another Hellion reactor on the barracks. Obviously ByuN is just going to go bare on his racks at the moment, just continue to build Reapers and Hellions, and probably wants to apply some pressure towards the front while getting the Liberator into the main base and using that kind of multi-pronged harassment to his advantage. Moving up this ramp here, Time is going to take quite a little bit of damage to get going, but it actually gets a pretty good shot. The Reaper Grenade was huge there, and there's not going to be another Hellion showing up though, so in the end this is turning out to be favorable for ByuN. But it was actually pretty good for Time originally. I'm amazed that, well, I guess ByuN still lost a Reaper and a Hellion. He killed off 2 Reapers. It was actually pretty even. If that Hellion of Time had been just a little bit faster, he might have been able to continue fighting there, as ByuN has another Reaper coming out as well. So again, really focusing on these early game units. Whereas you see over here from Time, I mean, he's getting a couple of Marines out, his starport is up, and he gets a Raven. Well, the Raven can be okay helping to deal with the Liberator, and auto turret will help out. But obviously you can only drop that auto turret 1 time. So then you have some time where you're not going to be able to really do much, as 2 Hellions and the Marines are now going to try and fight against these Reapers. That 1 Hellion is low, but Time is doing a good job initially of pulling it back. Here comes that Liberator now. 6 workers killed so far by ByuN. Remember that his command center is much later though, so with this later command center, that is an opportunity for Time to kind of get back into the worker count. But at the moment, ByuN is just picking off so many of these SCVs. 11 workers down, and that's just going to go completely. Our game number 2. Up a game to the top left-hand side, our blue Terran player. This is ByuN. Just dropping the supply depot in here. Near the front line, so just kind of keeps it from SCVs having to lose more mining time. What's up, Pratfallen coming in? Oh, the Twitch Prime sub. Get some love in the chat for the Twitch Prime from Pratfallen. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. So many games for a grand prize of 600 USD. Think about it from the player's perspective. They have to play a group stage. They have to play 4 best of 3s. And then after that, they have to play potentially 1 or 2 more series to get into the playoffs, and then they've already got money. So you're playing a max of 6 series to guarantee money, and then obviously from there you make more money with every series that you win. So yeah, it's not the greatest prize pool ever for maybe how much the players play, but it's still pretty reasonable. I mean, at the end of the day, these guys are often just playing StarCraft on these evenings anyways. I mean, it's good practice. You get to play against really good players in a tournament format. It's, you know, it's just kind of good practice, and they make that work out, and they get a bit of money out of it as well. StarCraft's actually a very easy game to run tournaments for because of that, because, again, you know, it's because it's a 1v1 game. A single player can show up and kind of decide if they want to play or not, right? And if they're like, well, you know what, I'll be playing anyways, then it's very easy for them to justify it, and it kind of makes online tournament organizing pretty nice. I mean, the online scene in StarCraft 2 is very important. But again, Pratfall, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. If you guys are Twitch Prime users and you have your Twitch Prime sub available, we would love to take it off your hands. Every single subscription helps me to put on more of these tournaments. Again, this tournament is put on by myself and TvT. And yeah, if you guys have a Twitch Prime sub, or if you want to support in general, all of it goes in towards, for the most part, putting on more tournaments. Again, the more subs we have, the more often we can do these events. The more often we can do these events, the more StarCraft games and content you guys get to see. So thank you so much, Pratfall, for supporting the channel. Appreciate it. Starport on the way up here, this time Time proxying the Starport as ByuN goes in towards the expansion. Is this just going to be Time doing the build that ByuN did in the last game, just being like, you know what, that's a nice build, let me try it out for myself. It's funny because I kind of feel like Time has done this a couple of times before, where he kind of shows up and he's like, oh, you know, I kind of like that build, and then he does it to his opponent. He's like, yeah, you're right, that is very good, as he takes down the next game. I've definitely cast Time before when he's done something like that in a mirror matchup, so it's kind of amusing here, as we do see the couple of Reapers and a couple of Hellions from ByuN going to head out onto the map, heading down to the bottom right-hand side. Let's just see these few units from Time gathering together, and he will have the better numbers here right away. Jumps on top of this man. It's surprising how much these Reapers do. He's going to kill 1, 2 Hellions, 4 Reapers so far. And oh my god, well, ByuN is going into these extra structures, or, you know, the add-ons, etc. There is 3 Reapers here still, so that's still something to be cautious of as the Liberator's coming out. Cyclone on the way, but if you kind of use these units to force the Cyclone to the front, then the Liberator obviously is almost guaranteed to get really good damage done in the main base. You can actually see Time coming back in towards his main. He's just going to repair up that Hellion, and then maybe go back across the map. He's got his own Cyclone about to pop. A couple of Marines coming through, and now he starts to expand. Obviously does need to find some damage there, man. This Liberator siege is up, and they'll get a single worker kill, but the Viking and the Cyclone are about to come out here. So Liberator going to unsiege, and, well, needs to resiege ASAP to get out of range. Oh, Cyclone locks on, but obviously can move out of distance. There's still going to be a couple workers killed. They get a little bit choked up trying to run backwards there. 4 workers killed. Not bad. Again, I wonder what it would have been like if Time was able to apply more pressure to the front and really be like, hey, you know, look at me, bring your Cyclone to the low ground and keep that Liberator until the units are pulled down to the low ground so that Liberator can come in as more of a surprise in the main. That's what ByuN did, and that's how ByuN found so much value out of this. As we do see 2 Reapers, 2 Hellions, and the Cyclone, well, they come straight forwards, and I mean, the units in the front here already in some trouble. The Reaper Grenade is being used to buy some time. This is the opportunity to get more SCVs here. Ooh, the Cyclone locks on, and well, that was a little bit of an interesting one because ByuN Cyclone locked on so much sooner. Maybe that was the moment just to jump on a few of those SCVs, though. I mean, Time keeps his units alive. He has got a Cloaked Banshee coming up, but ByuN is already going in towards a Raven. ByuN obviously knows that Starport is proxied somewhere, so coming over, he'll confirm the Cloaked Banshee. And, well, the question is, can he get units over there to actually work his way through that tech lab? Probably not. Now, units here from Time still sat out the front. What I do love from Time, because he's got this siege tank coming over, so he's going to really be able to start applying some real pressure here. Again, keeping these Cyclones out from the main base as the Banshee starts to come forwards, or is able to come forwards. And this siege tank will really apply quite a lot of pressure. Now, a Raven could interference Matrix it in terms of trying to break out, but then that Raven would be out of position for the Banshee to come in, and boom, look at this. Everything's coming forwards here from ByuN, and he is now going to have this Banshee in his main base, starting to deal quite a lot of damage. So that's coming through. The tank gets interference Matrix, but it pulls back, so it will stay alive, which is quite a big deal as well. And so far, wow, 4 workers. Only 4 workers with the Banshee, but he has at the same time, because the Cyclones went back in the main, able to get more damage done at the front. That Raven is now out of energy. But without the tank sieged up here, Time has to back away, and the tank is going to get locked onto, which means it will go down, and that's just a bit of a shame. So Time losing out there. Another Banshee coming forwards, another scan. available in a moment, but he does also have a Raven. But he'll scan again. It is kind of nice, the fact that Ravens are out, but he's still forcing scans at least. Time has put this to 33 workers apiece, so I would say in general, this is kind of working out for Time. He goes in towards a third CC as well, as the Cyclone lock-ons will actually go in favor of Time getting a Cyclone kill there. But yeah, Time is just comfortable enough to go straight into a third CC. He's going to continue back at home with tank production and all the rest, and he's just starting to fall back. Another Banshee on the way to help out as well. So Banshee pops out and is going to come across. Obviously, Cloak Banshees can almost always find some kind of damage. It's actually a bit weird to have both the Ravens in the main base. One of them should be in the natural for the sake of having detection in position already, because that's probably where this Banshee is headed to. It's actually headed very far south before it turns back up to the natural, but no, again, I mean, so a lot of the time I think 2 Banshees is what you expect. A third Banshee is a bit of a surprise, and especially if it comes in so late here, it could catch ByuN very off guard. As we see the Banshee already cloaked though, so he's using up its energy very early on. Just wants to be cloaked from the get-go, but now the Raven comes into position here just as the Banshee shows up. Actually, he'll turn away. Maybe ByuN didn't quite see that. Depends if he was looking at the minimap at that exact moment. As we do see 1-1 upgrades on the way out from Time, going in towards his Bio style. Now we see Stimpack from ByuN as well, so he's also going to play Bio, so it's going to be Marine Tank against Marine Tank. Obviously a very good second game here so far compared to what we saw in the first game of this series. Marines, Tank, Cyclone all moving out into the center. A couple of Ravens coming in from the back as well. On the far left side, there's Banshee just hanging out. As you see a Cyclone picking off a Marine. Again, there is Stimpack and Combat Shields on the way in the main base too. Is Banshee going to come back in? But there's a missile turret here now in Time. He's not paying attention to his Banshee, so we'll lose out on it. It's a little bit of a shame again. You move that around here, for example, you can definitely pick off a few SCVs and be an annoyance. ByuN looking at this army. Tanks will siege from Time. He's going to back away a little bit. He wants to position himself back around towards his third, it would seem. Remember that these Ravens are full of energy now, so Interference Matrix is going to be a real thing that can get quite a lot done. Time starts to back away from the third base. This is a nice one, ByuN, whose third base is just starting on location, so I mean, Time doesn't need this in position, but obviously it's nice to have it. He'll probably just take this base on the top side now instead, changing up the directions and just meaning that he can just defend a bit more easily here. Time is spreading out though. He's about to have 1-1. He is a little bit away from Stim though, and that is a bit of an issue. Is he going to break in without Stim? Oh my god, I actually have no idea if this is going to even begin to work out. The auto turrets come down as well. Well, now Time decides that this isn't so great of an idea, and he begins to back away. And he got a couple of auto turrets out of ByuN at least. So we're going to be seeing this tank coming forwards. Is not going to do anything because the interference matrix comes down. He will run it away though. Great reaction by Time. Unsieges that tank. That's actually very well done. A couple of SCVs are still actually mining long distance on this base. The base over here just going to relocate slightly. ByuN reinforcing across the map with Medivacs. The tech lab over here found by a Marine. Just going to wake his way through that. What's up, Def, coming in for the raid with a 200 viewers. What's up, everybody? Welcome. This is our second series of the day. We've got 4 games of ByuN coming up, so I know you guys are probably Terran fans. We got loads of Terran action coming up today. We have Time obviously in the group as well. We have Alive, Rogue, and True. It's going to be a great day. TvT and TvT Bonanza. Pretty much every game today has a Terran in it, so if you're a Terran fan, it's a hell of a day to watch some StarCraft. Marines dropping into the main base though, as ByuN in this position obviously has opportunities, and starting to shut down the production here will become a real issue. Counterattack here may get the third base though. Honestly, ByuN has been pretty much sending everything across the map, because this third CC might be in some trouble. It's just ByuN needs to, Time needs to keep his production alive. That command center is going to fall, so the third base goes down. Great counter drop here, but the production, I mean, what are you going to do if you can't build anything? It feels like Time is just about ready to maybe try and break this, but he's still got so many tanks just sieged up and not doing anything. He needed to get a tank up here ASAP to stop these Marines from pressing forwards. That's been the big issue. Interference Matrix will now come down. Another tank pops out and will siege up as well. Interference Matrix on that too. The Marines are choked up, so that's hurting. Another Interference Matrix refreshes on the first siege tank. Now, Time is just losing so much of his production. Across the map, it looks as though his drop got cleaned up as well. Again, Time's still on 3 bases, but what does that matter if you don't have any barracks? That is what we're kind of being faced with at the moment. It's a unique situation, to say the least. A few Marines pulling around the top side here, as we are going to be seeing. And at some point, Time has to think about breaking out of this, but now would be the best time before ByuN reinforces. But it's so difficult still, with 3 tanks sieged up on the low ground, with Interference Matrix still available. And it's just another barracks that goes down here. The Marines lift up and will just drop in towards the mineral line now instead. ByuN knows that tactically and slowly he can just move his way towards this third base, and now he's going to be able to pick that off. So while he lost his own third, and yes, that sucks, he is rebuilding it, and he's also got a counter idea to, well, come in and shut down the third base of his opponent. I mean, SCVs come in to repair this. I mean, units can come over all they like, but those tanks are in such a good position to defend. There's just no way Time's going to make this work. He's going to see those tanks lavering the army in explosive shells. Oh my god, those tanks just got deleted. Time will have to type out GG, and ByuN will take this 2-0 as he